At 6 a.m, American pickets on the west side of the river begin engaging loyalists of the Queen's Rangers, who lead the advance guard of the British Army. 1,000 men of the Continental Light Infantry under General Maxwell slowly fall back, pausing only to harass and ambush the British van. As the fighting continues, vague reports begin arriving to Washington that suggest a second British force further north, but dragoons sent to investigate find nothing. For Maxwell's men, British artillery eventually forced them to retire, and the light infantry crosses the Brandywine in good order. As the musket fire dies down, artillery batteries begin to duel across the river. Washington is at the front and watches as British formations continue to appear along the riverbank, but they do not attack. Hours pass and Washington grows suspicious that all is not as it seems. At noon, he is informed that British forces have been spotted on the Great Valley Road. The Continentals have important supply depots further north, and Washington concludes that Howe is marching to attack them. With his enemy seemingly divided, he considers his options. Instead of chasing Howe, Washington decides to seize the initiative and orders an attack across the Brandywine. Continentals begin surging across several fords and slowly but surely push British formations back. As they start to make progress, Washington receives another message. This time, scouts report that there are in fact no British troops on the roads north. This is contradictory information, but if it is true, could it mean that he in fact faces the entire British army across the river? Washington begins to fear that his army is walking into a trap set by General Howe, and his army will be attacked in force once enough men cross to the east bank of the river. Washington decides that the risk is too great, and despite the good progress, he calls off the assault. Washington and his staff are left perplexed as they sit for lunch, mulling over the conflicting intelligence reports. But at 2 p.m, all is about to become clear as a rider arrives with an urgent message. British brigades have now been spotted just 2 miles north, with columns of dust rising behind them. Howe was not marching further north, nor was he on the west side of the river. Howe had marched directly to flank the Continental Army at Chad's Ford, and Washington had allowed it.